Do you want to know how to consistently get 5-star reviews at your Airbnb? Then you've come to the right place. I'm Haifa. I'm an interior designer for short-term rentals, and I'm also an investor and superhost myself with more than 200 5-star reviews. In this video, I'm going to be sharing my secrets for how to consistently get 5-star reviews in your Airbnb, have guests raving about your property, create great guest experiences, and have them coming back. Now, contrary to popular belief, the way to get 5-star listings is not by ticking a whole bunch of boxes or throwing every amenity under the sun into your property. The way to truly get a 5-star property is by designing an experience for your guest. So how do you go about this? I think about it almost like designing a movie. You're setting the stage, there's a story with a beginning, a middle, and an end. It starts before your guest has even arrived at your property. What you want to do is set guest expectations from the outset, from the time of booking. In my experience, most bad reviews come from not having set guest expectations correctly to begin with. So you want to make sure that your photos look like the reality of what your property is. You want to make sure that you've told the guest anything important that they need to know about their stay or about the property, and so forth. Then, from the moment that they arrive at your place, you want to aim for an element of surprise and delight. What we do in all our properties is to have a guest welcome basket with a little handwritten note. This is something that's unexpected for them, that puts a smile on their face and just sets them up to have a great stay from the outset. During their stay, you want to maintain the experience by having a really designed and curated property that really carries a lot of atmosphere. What I always aim for is to have something that is nothing like what the guest has at home. It's nothing like their house. It's not like other Airbnbs they've stayed in. They come away thinking, wow, this is really something special. They want to Instagram it. They want to share it with their friends. They want to come back. Now, on the basic level of quality of the stay, one thing that we focus very much on is sleep. The bedrooms have to be completely on point. You want high quality hybrid mattresses, you want high quality linens, a choice of pillows, blackout curtains. Your guests want to have a really, really good night's sleep, and that is half the stay. That's 5 stars right there. Our beds are probably the thing that gets mentioned the most in our reviews and that we get the most compliments for across our listings. Another thing we focus very much on is the small details, the little extras. You think that they don't matter, but it goes such a long way in the mind of your guests to make them feel pampered and cared for. So things like providing extra toothbrushes and toothpaste, tampons, razors, Band-Aids, all these things where the guest doesn't have to think about anything when they're on vacation. You have thought of all of it. They can just breathe a sigh of relief, relax, enjoy their vacation, and know that they are in great hands and that you have thought of everything. Lastly, communication is key. When your guests message you, you want to respond promptly. I see sometimes hosts take hours to respond to a guest message. That is 100% not okay. You want to be responsive. If you're not able to do that, then you need to hire someone who can be available to do that. Also, if any issues should arise, anything that's broken, anything that needs attention during the stay, you need to send someone over their stat to take care of it immediately. Any issues that arise, you want to make sure that the guest knows that you are taking this very, very seriously, more seriously than them even, that you're super committed to fixing it right away. If anything major should happen where I feel like I need to apologize or make it up to the guest somehow, I will sometimes offer them an extra night for free or at a discounted rate. I might even send them a bottle of wine with a little handwritten note, something like that, if it is warranted and there's really been some kind of situation. So how do you maintain this quality and make sure that it's the same for every guest that comes to stay with you? I always want to make sure that every guest who comes to our property has the exact same experience, that the quality is always standardized and very high. The way we manage this is to have systems in place for everything. For us, this starts with our cleaning team. We make sure that we get photos and we have checklists. You want to trust, but you also want to verify that things are being done correctly. I recommend to any host, even if you're just starting out with just one property, to get a property management software from day one. We use Hospitable. I'm very happy with them, but you can shop around and see what works for you. This ensures things like guest communication, that we have automated messages that go out for check-in, check-out, responding to any questions that are standard questions, just so that it's a really uniform, consistent experience every time for the guests. Also, you want to become completely obsessed with feedback. Look at your messages that you get from guests with suggestions, whether it's like, oh, I wish you guys had a box of tissues, or I noticed that the bathroom door was creaking a little bit. You might want to put some WD-40 on that. All these little things, make sure that you address them, add items as needed. It may seem like nothing, but cumulatively, all these things add up to really make your stay polished and amazing. You can be sure that if one guest brings it up to you, there's another 10 guests that have thought it. So take that feedback as gold, use it to improve. I also recommend to every host that they stay in their own properties at least once a year or as often as you can manage it. Stay in every single bedroom, use all the amenities, use the coffee makers, everything. That way it'll become very, very clear to you where there's little gaps that you could improve. And again, do it on a running basis because things will always keep turning up. Okay, and lastly, another way to ensure you get 5-star reviews is to ask for them. We have automated messages that go out to guests after they've checked out saying thank you so much, we loved hosting you, we will be sure to leave you a great review so they know that you're going to review them also, and ask them if they enjoyed their stay, would they consider taking a minute to leave you a review, that it means a lot for our small business. Most guests are pretty responsive and helpful. In addition, at our properties we have magnets on the fridge clarifying the star system for short-term rentals versus for hotels. Now, I want to preempt this by saying I know this is very controversial. I know there's quite a few hosts and guests who say, I resent having this star system shoved in my face, or that someone's telling me how I should write my reviews. I don't think that's the case at all. What we're trying to highlight is the difference between the hotel star rating versus the short-term rental star rating. And this is especially helpful for guests who don't use short-term rentals much, because there's a lot of them out there that have only ever stayed in hotels before. In hotels, 5 stars is literally the 4 seasons. As amazing as your property is, there's very few of them that reach that level, and a guest could have had a wonderful stay with you, thought it was amazing, but thinking in hotel terms have gone, oh, I'm actually going to give them 4 stars. Now, in the short-term rental world, 4 stars is pretty disastrous. It can be something that can tank your ratings, you could lose your Superhost status, and meanwhile it's a well-meaning guest who enjoyed their stay. So that's why we keep those on there, to just clarify the differences. We're not trying to tell anyone how they should or whether they should review us. Please don't kill me in the comments. It is everyone's own choice whether they want to provide this or not. We've just found it works for us. If you do want to use them, we got our magnet on Etsy. There's a bunch to choose from. Okay guys, that's a wrap on my secrets for how to get 5-star reviews at your Airbnb. I hope you enjoyed this video and found it useful, and thank you so much for watching. Until next time, happy hosting.